So that's James Bond's origin story. Hi guys, I'm Daniel and this is a dunking of Kingsman: The Secret Service, starring Mark Strong, Colin Firth, Samuel L. Jackson, Taron Egerton, and is directed by Matthew Vaughn. This film has been described as a love letter to old school James Bond films, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Avengers, no, not those ones, the UK ones, and it really does pull it off in a actually quite violent form. It's rated 15 here in the UK and it definitely deserves to be so, but as an affectionate love letter, as a spoof, it goes really, really well. Now these films rise and fall on their villain, someone to really root against, and whilst Valentine has got the resources, he's got the plan, he's got the layer, the dedicated henchman, oh my god, she's amazing, I just didn't buy into him. Sam Jackson, he's too slight, he was lisping, I believed the plan, I believed in the villain, I kept half expecting a plot twist that never came, but Sam Jackson was just the wrong person for this role, and a similar complaint can be made against Michael Caine. Now, Michael Caine wasn't originally supposed to be playing the role he's playing. It was actually supposed to go to Christopher Lee, but he was busy at the age of 92 releasing a death metal album, and as such, Michael Caine is kind of miscast. I would have preferred to see someone with a bit more gravitas than, well, Michael Caine. Now, the plot itself, it's nothing really to write home about. The immaculately dressed gentleman goes off to stop evil billionaire, gets the girl. You know the story, but it's done with a twist, and there's a few shocks along the way that I didn't quite see coming. Now, of all the actors, special mention has to go to Colin Firth, who prior to this film had only done one fight scene, which was a fountain fight scene in Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason. For this film, he trained for 6 months, and in a couple of fight scenes that are fantastically shot, including one spectacular brawl in a church, the camera just follows him on basically one long tracking shot. Oh my god, you'd think he'd be doing this for years. If they ever do decide to reboot The Avengers, he's your perfect John Steed. There's a couple of good scenes where Colin Firth and Sam Jackson just have a bit of a discussion about how po-faced spying has become. Now everyone's trying to be Jason Bourne. They lament that films that like this aren't being made anymore, which is a bit of fourth wall breaking. It does come up a few times, and everyone in it is doing a really, really good job. That's not to say the film is perfect. It drags a little bit for my tastes. The training goes on a little bit too long. You can kind of guess a few of the plot twists, but it does move along quite slickly. I didn't recognise Mark Hamill. I saw Mark Hamill's name in the credits and I was like, where did he come up? Now that's not to say that the film is perfect, not by a long shot. It's very, very good, but for me the pacing's a little bit off. Michael Caine and Samuel L. Jackson are both miscast in their roles, as well as Mark Strong, I think, although it's nice to see that cliche subverted. It spends a little too long on the training and a little bit not enough time developing Valentine as a legitimate threat. But I still had a blast with this film. It's a really, really good film. If you liked Kick-Ass, if you just want a good bit of silly, violent fun, this is the film. I'm going to rate this film as a see it. It's the second highest rating I can give. See it means this Friday, when it comes out, go out, put your money down. It's a good film if you're in the mood for this sort of thing. Just don't take your mum. Alright guys, I'm Daniel, and that was a dunking.